10-year-old granddaughter, and she's precious.
I noticed that she really is precious. Aren't you having a good time being a grandmother?
It's literally the best. You can spoil them, you send them home. I've always heard that, but it's a real thing. It's fantastic.
So tell me, I think I can take a gander, but I want to hear your assessment of the whole situation, top to bottom. War Powers Act, no War Powers Act.
Well, I'm an anti-war girl.
No, I realize that.
Yeah,
but you're also
I'm a Ron Paul anti-war girl. But here's the problem. Congress abdicated that requirement of going to Congress decades ago to act.
2001.
Well, when was the last time Congress declared war?
The last time we declared war was World War II. Every other action besides that is being authorized under policing. No? No policing?
No.
Oh, tell me.
So go back and check out. In fact, if you want to go to recent history, go back to Biden's actions and let me know when Congress had any sort of say. And then go to Obama. And then go to Bush, both Bushes. There were lots of actions that took place without congressional approval.
Yeah.
Congress, this lies squarely on Congress. So while you may want to enforce congressional powers, that I would support that. However, to not claim impeachment,
doing it themselves.
They aren't. Now it's just hot air. It's throwing a hissy fit. But would I like to see Congress take back that power? I absolutely would. But this is not impeachable because we've allowed this for the last as long as I can remember since Bush won. So it's.
I think you have to justify it under the War Powers Act.
Especially since it's limited right now.
Well, so I talking to Duncan, and that was his response. He was like, "It's limited. This is." If quoted me the part of the War Powers Act.
Well, what happened to Marshall? Oh shoot! I do believe if more action is required, this needs to go to Congress. But I am a little bit appalled. I mean, I almost expect some of these politicians to put up IRGC flags in their bios at this point. It's very bizarre.
It's coming out. It's definitely coming. You'll see the flags soon enough.
The virtue signaling and the ringing of hands over shit that's decades long is amazing.
I think there's a bill that they're all trying to rush back to right now
to
pass. You know what bill that is for the whatever war? So to declare war for something. You know what I mean? I don't know the name of it, but they're like, oh, we got to get it passed before so we don't have this happen again. I don't know if you saw that, but yeah.
Happen again?
Yeah, I know, right?
Literally just a few years ago, but now we're on it. We're all over it. Johnny on the spot.
Oh, and it's Trump, so you got to make sure we got to get that passed. It's Trump, Come on.
Remember when we took out Libya? Good.
I mean, Syria is unrecognizable from Obama. So, I mean, we don't have to go that far to see who wasn't going by the rules.
Hey, guys, I'm going to have to get going, but it's been a pleasure. Hopefully I'll get a chance to come back in again later, or maybe whenever you have another room. I'll also mention that for those of you who have, and again, I mentioned this when Ro was here earlier, when you get a chance, or if you get a chance, download the Chatter Social app. I have no personal equity or financial stake in it. You start using it, and there are communities building up there as well. As you know, it was started by a lot of ex-Clubhouse folks, and it's actually, there's a new version of it that came out last week. This is a good time to kind of check it out when there's not a lot of people using it. And this is the first time as of last week, that it's not by invitation. So if you can download it, use it, play around with it, find your communities, or even establish your own, you're more than welcome. Yeah, and I think Rose said that he also has a community there for for healthy debate that's over there. Hopefully you get a chance to be there, and I'll also possibly have some rooms. But check it out and use the app. I think it's got a lot of good features. That doesn't mean you have to stop using Clubhouse. I'm just saying.
The promo.
Yeah, check it out. All right.
I did. I left. Thanks, though.
Sounds good. Bye-bye.
Take care of that sounds. Thank you.
So there's a mass shooting in Wayne, Michigan. I don't know if anybody saw that. Just happening. Christian church. Go figure. Here we go. Can y'all hear me, or does my mic sound low?
We can now. We couldn't before. I kept seeing you on mic, but we couldn't hear you.
Oh, thank you. I just had a question for y'all. I'm sure y'all know my point of view about this.
No, I don't. I've not met you, so make sure you're clear, because I don't know.
Well, I know just for what you said already. But so the fact that Israel struck first and married NATO, do you think that omits any kind of literature that might be in the Constitution? Like, would it make it easier for us to attack because of that? Or does that not have anything to do with like?
No,
Okay,
it sure
that's what I'm
helps.
trying to figure out.
Right.
Welcome to the retards. This is a Sunday afternoon, and retards are on here still talking about their history lessons. I was trained in history.
But I want to be sure. Did you say because they're in NATO?
Yeah, I was wondering since
They're not in NATO. I just want to clear that up. They are not, but they are an ally. But we've worked with them for lots of things.
Okay, that's for them. What I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I just want to make sure that other people knew we are not. They are not a member of NATO.
And Matt, what did you say about the church? I could barely hear you because I was trying to fix my headphone. Yeah, it looks like we have an active shooter situation at the Cross Point Community Church in Wayne, Michigan. It's a Christian church. A bunch of kids. There's actually a video here of the shooter coming in. And yeah, that happened in the last 10 or 15 minutes. So make it what you want. I don't know if this is related to what's going on in the world. At this point, I think anything's possible. I mean, these are Christians, so it's Wayne, Michigan. As we all know, there's a demographic over there. I don't know that much about Wayne, the county itself, but I could be totally off on that. But, start putting some things together. I don't know. I'm still looking into it right now.
I have to dip out for a little bit, but I'll be back.
Hey, sorry, yeah.
It's all right.
Hey, Matt, I never got your take. I don't know what you said on this. How you feel about this war? You think it's justified, or you against it, or how do you feel about what's going on right now? Well, I think clearly I would not want to be doing any of this. I mean, I'm totally against any kind of war, right? You know me. I'm America first. But with that said, of course, I think the way it's done, if I'm gonna do this, it was done the proper way. You know what I mean? It wasn't targeting civilians. It was going after what the problem really is, and which we think it is. This the nukes aspect of it. And so, with that said, I'm gonna get smoke or whatever from the people that know me. I do think we should just not that should be it. I mean, I don't know what else to say. And then, of course, if we were attacked, then it's a whole different story. Obviously, if the blowback is attacking American soldiers, American bases, and what have you, then, you know, I'm all in on whatever needs to be done. I don't know if that answers your question, but
I think you kind of answered a more important question than that I wanted to ask. Is that I was going to ask you, do you believe this is America first? And I kind of think you don't think this is America first.
I see where
I don't put words in your mouth.
No, I can see where clearly we never said that we're not going to do any kind of intervention of sorts. I mean, we're not going to. We don't want Iraq. Let's put it that way. That's intervention, right? Precise missile strikes on a nuke site, you know, away from civilians. I mean, sure, I can go with American first because that's in our interest, in my opinion. In my opinion, I don't think we need the mullahs to have any kind of nukes. I don't see any benefit for them to have it. So, under those pretense, then I'm all on board. I have no problem with it. It'd be American first in that way. Now, like I said, like I was telling you, I'd rather not have anything to do with it. I think Israel needs to completely be doing this by themselves. Just ridiculous. I think we have so much shit at home, so many problems at home that need to be taken care of. I have no idea what we're doing. Does that surprise you, Kima? I don't know.
No, you know, candidly, it seemed like I don't know. It seemed like it was kind of. I get your answer, but it feel like you was like kind of torn the line. I don't want to say that, but like you trying to totally. It feel like you want to be more against it than you are. That's my feeling of it. But I appreciate your answer though.
Yeah, no, I get where you're coming from because you probably thought, you know, obviously MAGA, like we're not supposed to be intervening anywhere in that way. So, yeah, you would think that I would be more like that. That makes sense. I mean, I don't know. I'm just thinking like in the best interest, just in general, probably of the world at this point. I mean, it was probably done correct. I mean, I don't know I don't know any other ways that you could do this in a proper way where there's not going to be people who are going to have an issue with it. You know, anytime you do military anything, you're going to get a lot of stuff.
I know they say that it says Iran got this. I think that it wasn't a success. So once it come out that it wasn't a success, that the bomb could not get down. Like, with that. I think it's going to change America.
Yeah, no, I've been ping-ponging that in my head here about what's without like if they come back and it's like that's what some of the reports are coming out. I think that's why you're mentioning it. Is that basically they're already trying to set up a way of fixing it already. Like the damage wasn't as bad as they're saying. You know what I mean?
What I got out of the damage was destroy what's
This is not a scam.
But trying to say the low ground, the worst they did was knock out the power. But it was like no real structural damage. It's going to limit what they did. They didn't destroy the uranium or did destroy the capability of enriching more. That's from my limited understanding of what happened. But I guess we got time to tell, but if that's the case, then that's going to be like that's not going to look good at all if they are still enriching uranium. If they got to attack it, that's not going to look good.
Yeah, no, I totally hear you on that. And like time will tell, like you said, we don't know. Obviously, Iran is going to say, no, nothing happened. We're good. We're already rebuilding. You know what I mean? That just sounds like the propaganda you would expect. And just I'll go with your hypothetical. I have no problems. Obviously, if what we did didn't work, then that is just like, that's not good. We got to, it means probably going back in. Who knows at that point? But, I just want to follow up. Obviously I'm an American, so I'm going to support America. So that's the other thing about this Akima is, obviously, even if Biden was president, I would still want to be supportive of him or whatever, So it's kind of going back to what you're asking about whether or not I'm faltering here at all, but I'm not. I'm just saying, like, I'm definitely supportive of our troops, America, all that good stuff, and even our presidents, whoever it might be.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Even though I, how I feel about Trump, but at the same time, I definitely don't want. That's my biggest. That's my biggest problem. That is one of my issues. Like, even if it was a success, if Iran bombed some American bases, I wouldn't even call that an attack. I know people might frame attack. Iran attacked American bases. I really think it's retaliation. I think it's basically self-defense, and I would hate for American soldiers to get hurt over this. Murder that. I mean, even one would be terrible. Like you said, Israel should be handling this. They went out like big boys and did their strike, so they should stand 10 toes down and complete their mission. But I would hate for American soldiers to.
Hakeem, I think we found agreement. So I think you line up pretty good with MAGA on that front. You might have one little area there that you can go along with us for the ride on, You want to destroy Trump's legacy, put some troops into Iran. Talk about just completely utter mess of Trump and what we think his legacy is. Just have him do that, and that's going to be real bad. So, like I said, Israel, you gotta get yourself out of this. You gotta figure it out, man.
No, I think we tagged on him at this point. I don't think it's just on Israel to get out. I think we gotta jump to the deep end. I think they gotta. It ain't just, like I said, it ain't just Israel. It's America clearly in the war. I hope they can walk it back, but I don't see a way they can walk it back unless Iran just surrender and capitulate to whatever demands they want. But I don't see that happening. I think it's going to be messy for a while.
Well, what do you think the response will be back? Do you think? What do you think is the blowback?
They have to. I mean, I don't want this, but strategically, they have to attack American bases. I mean, they have to. Like, I hate to say it, but short of that, they should just shut the fuck up. If they're not going to do that, just shut the fuck up and take the new deal, whatever the deal is, and try to salvage whatever you got in your leadership. Because if you come back with a weak response, telling Israel or Iran, like they did, like when Trump killed the general last time, they came back with a response. Well, we're going to attack this base at this time, which is a weak response, but I kind of get it. They come back with something like that, they might as well just give the fuck up. I think they're going to lose support from like the Houthis and the Hezbollah. I think they're going to look weak across the board. So I think, unfortunately, I think they'd rather have a strong response or no response.